All right. One of the best things about Qigong, this skill with working with energy, is that we are not alone. The earth is filled with energy, the plants around us, the air, the sky, the people we connect with all have energy. And so we draw in and connect to this energy purposefully when we do our practice. We begin, and we're going to start at the head today. I want you to imagine that your head is a balloon and that it's filled with helium lifting up the top of the head while the chin gently tucks to really bring that top of the head up, drawing energy down from above. From this lifted head, let gravity pull your shoulders and arms down. And from this lowering of the arms and shoulders and the lifting of the head, the neck should feel very long. We're clearing and opening blockages from this intention. And then we want our pelvis to tuck forward gently, so we imagine that we have a long, heavy tail reaching down to the earth. And then we have a gentle bend, so not a big bend, a gentle bend in the knees. And we feel energy moving up from the bottoms of our feet, up our legs, and into an energy center right here that we call the lower dantian. And we're just going to inhale, bring our hands out to the side, arms float up to shoulder height. Then we bring the hands up and over on this inhale. And then exhale, float our hands down, palms facing down. We inhale and exhale through our nose. So inhale through your nose as your arms lift. Bring the palms together this time and draw them to your heart center, gazing at your fingertips. Release your hands, one hand open, the other in a loose fist to greet it. And set the intention today to feel the energy, to imagine. It's not like some people will really feel it, but for others we imagine this energy moving through our body as we open. We're going to connect to our breath a little bit more before we move. So bring your hands just out in front of your hips, and you can do this seated or standing. Gaze into the distance and breathe in and out of your nose gently. I'm going to make one quick tuck adjustment, so keep breathing. Good. Your gaze is soft in the distance. Continue to feel that strong Wuji position with the head floating up and the feet rooting down. Feel the cool air as you inhale through the nose and the warmth of your breath as you exhale. Try and lengthen your breath. As we age, our lungs get weaker, mostly because we don't breathe deeply anymore. Studies out of Asia have shown that as you breathe, and actually there was a recent study in the States, as you breathe more deeply, purposefully, your lungs reclaim their beautiful texture and springiness. So really try to inhale for at least 4 counts and exhale for at least 6. If you can do longer, that's great. If that stresses you out, just breathe gently in and out of your nose. We don't want any stress. Let it melt away. Take one more deep breath. exhale, squeeze your lower abdomen in at the end of your exhalation. And bring your arms down. We're going to continue our breathing and focusing on our lungs as we do soaring eagle. I'm going to show you the pose, the form, and if it's too difficult, you can do the modifications. So let me demonstrate. You can go along with me, but just know I'm going to show modifications. You're going to inhale the hands up, and the backs of the hands face each other. Then they pass each other and you touch your palms. This is called soaring eagle. Then you release the hands and exhale, bring the hands back down. Modifications include just inhaling your arms up as high as you can go. If you can get to shoulder height, that's great. They also include inhaling the arms up overhead, the backs of the hands facing each other, and exhaling down. Or if you need to rotate the shoulders to bring the arms up, you can bring the palms up and the palms face each other at the top. So whichever modification feels comfortable, they all have great benefits in lifting our rib cage, lifting off the pelvis and expanding in our abdomen. And we're going to be here for 4 minutes, so comfort is important. Soaring eagle. Inhale, lifting the arms up. Keep that nice, gentle bend. Now keep the shoulders down. Don't let them hunch up. Keep them down. Your arms might be a little bit more bent. And then exhale, float down. Picture an eagle. Those of you who are in Colorado, right, we're so blessed to see golden eagles and an occasional bald eagle against a beautiful blue sky. And the majestic soaring of the eagle. Nice long inhales and exhales, but remember, if that's hard, a gentle breath in and out of your nose is perfect. As we inhale up, really lift the ribs. Let's spend a moment here and wiggle. Breathe gently now for a moment. Inhale. Exhale, lower your arms down. We'll do one more wiggling extension. Inhale, floating up. Crossing the palms. Breathe gently now, exhaling and inhaling. Expand, lift the ribs up. And then exhale, float down. Good, and now we'll just continue to soar, lifting up with the arms on our inhale. Really lift up the waist as well. And then exhale, float down. Breath is life. So filling our lungs, noticing this 360-degree organ, right? We don't just inhale to the front, it's to the sides, the back, up and down, all around. Creating space for our lungs, knowing their structure. Moving the energy through the lungs brings us life. We always pause at the top for that yin energy, that cooling, and then we have the yang energy, which is our movement. We need a balance of movement and stillness for health, for mental clarity, for joy. If we're always doing or always doing nothing, we're not in balance. We're on our last 40 seconds. If you're tired and you're done, just stand with your arms in that initial breathing position, palms facing down, or you can bring your palms down by your sides, a little bit away from the body. Inhale, lift. Feel that expansion, this muscles, this strength, making this simple movement possible. And this is so good when we cross our palms for our brain. We're crossing across the hemispheres, across the corpus callosum. And lower, we'll do one more. Inhale, really feel this flying, this soaring as you move up. And release, exhale, floating down. Good. Pause for a moment, go within, just notice any warmth you've generated. Maybe your heart is beating whenever we lift our arms. It's great for our circulation. And just tune in. Bring a little bit more weight to your heel as we do these standing postures. If your legs are fatigued, you can shake them out a little bit. One of the hardest things for people as they begin Qigong is we do a lot of standing in the same position, because that really moves energy up and down our legs, and that takes time to get used to. The next move we're doing is spinal cord breathing. So continuing to think about the structure of our lungs, creating space at the front and the back of our lungs. You're going to begin by cactusing your arms, and I'll turn to the side so you can see. And we're going to inhale, squeeze the shoulder blades back, let the elbows go back, lift the chin. And then on the exhale through the nose, we separate the shoulder blades, bring the elbows together, tuck the pelvis, tuck the chin. Inhale, lift up, squeeze the shoulder blades behind you. Keep that weight in the heels just a little bit more. You're on your full foot, it's just a little bit of weight in the heels as you exhale, curling in. Initiate the movement from the center, so the shoulder blades, the shoulders, the elbows, then the hands and chin move open. And then separate the shoulder blades, bring the elbows towards each other, and then the chin. Inhale, open and lift. Exhale, curl and tuck. Notice this opening and bending that your body can do. The lungs are passive. They need the diaphragm to move. They need massage. So this helps clear toxins. And the lungs are responsible for removing 70% of the toxins that we take in. So, very helpful. We have about half a minute here. Again, if you need to just stand and breathe, that's fine. You should feel comfortable. Keep those knees bent. We'll do one more. We have these channels of energy that work through our body, much like the blood vessels have a network or the lymph network. And as we are doing these different movements, bending, twisting, rotating, we are activating those channels of energy that keep you super healthy. We're going to go ahead and now do a meridian stretch, starting with a move called the arrow. I'll show you the full posture and then modifications. So we'll be inhaling our hands interlaced in front of us, bringing them up and then overhead. And then we'll be turning that into an arrow. Okay, so you can see that arrow. Then we're going to drop the hands back And we're going to bend the knees, bend at the waist, and come forward. Then we uncurl and come up, lifting the arms up in this arrow, okay? And then we'll bring the hands down after we do all of our repetitions. So modifications include just bringing your hands up above without interlocking the fingers, bending the elbows, not having straight elbows. When we come back, like so, this might be hard for you, you can just keep your hands either down by your sides, across your chest, on your lower back, or you can just keep them up but separated. So find the modification that works for you. When we bend, you might only come to here, just tucking your head. You might not even be able to bend your knees. So play around with what feels right to you. And then you might just come up. If your hand's on your back, it would look like this. Over time, as you build your strength, you'll get greater benefit. But even the small movements get you to that bigger benefit. All of them have benefits. So let's do the full arrow or the modification that feels right to you. Interlace your fingers, bring them up through center, and reach up overhead as you gaze up. Release your hands, interlock your fingers with the index fingers extended. Just do a gentle breath now as we do the rest of the pose. In and out your nose. Lowering the hands, bend the knees, folding forward. Straightening up. Slowly coming up, lifting the arms up again, look up. Drop the hands back, bend the knees and fold. And you might be able to do the full move for one and then go into a modification, which is great. We have one more. Release the hands. Good. And now we're going to do another fold where we're going to bend the legs and do some twisting, and I'll show you from the front, from the side, and the back. So we've warmed the legs, we've warmed our hamstrings and quadriceps, so glutes, so we're able to fold forward. Again, do your modification, but I'll show you the full pose. We're going to inhale like we did in our arrow, and we'll bring our hands back and we'll fold forward. As we fold forward, we release our hands, and we're going to keep one knee bent and straighten one knee. The hand that's on the side of the leg that's straight will come up to the lower back. And again, I'll show you from multiple perspectives. The other hand on the side of the knee that's bent will come and touch gently on the inside of the straight leg calf. And then we're going to turn up toward the hand and back. Release and do the other side. So let me show you from the back. So we'll be doing the arrow. We lift up, we'll bend back, and then we bend our knees and fold like we've done. One leg is straight, the other leg is bent. The straight leg, the arm comes on the lower back. For the leg that's bent, this arm comes and touches gently on the inner calf of the straight leg. Then we turn, we twist at the waist, the shoulders, and chin, and look up towards the direction of the arm on our back, and then lower. And then we'll come up with our arrow, okay? And we'll actually sorry, we'll actually do some bubbling spring in a little bit after that. So modifications are just like we saw with the arrow. If you can't come all the way down, you'll have one leg bent, one leg straight, and then on the straight leg, you'll bring that hand to back, and then you'll just bring your hand to your hip or to the outside of the leg, and you'll just do a gentle twist. So the idea is one leg straight, one leg bent helps us shift our weight. So you'll turn just a little bit at the waist, shoulders, and chin, and return. And you can do any modification of that, coming down a little bit more, and so on. Okay? 60 to 70%. You want to feel comfortable. You want to feel at ease. And any bit of this bending, this twisting, we're massaging, we're working on our lungs, our energy, and there's huge benefit. So don't rush there. You'll get a recording of this and you can revisit it and improve your skill and your strength and stamina. So no rush today. Let's keep our feet again, that nice hip width apart. We'll start with the arrow, and I want to just kind of I think I'll do it from the back so you can see what the hands are doing. Inhale, interlace your fingers up through the chest and bring them up in the arrow. Gaze up. The hands drop down. Bend the knees, fold forward. Release the hands. One leg straightens, the other stays gently bent. Bring the back of the hand of the side on the straight leg to the lower back. The hand of the leg that's bent comes and touches gently on the inner calf. And then breathe gently as you turn and look up towards the side of the hand and back. Release, and then straighten the other leg. The other leg is bent. Of the side of the straight leg, bring that back of that hand to your lower back. The opposite hand touches on the inside of the calf, and then turn and breathe gently as you twist. Release back to center, switching the legs one more time. Straight leg. That hand goes on the back. The opposite hand touches on the inner calf. Twist as you breathe gently. Release back down. Switch the legs. Switch the arms. And really breathe. Make sure you're not holding your breath. When we do holding poses, it's easy to hold our breath, but we want to breathe. Release back. Rolling up with your arrow. Bring your hands up. And then this time, lift your heels. It's called bubbling spring. Exhale, lower your hands to your sides. Good. All right. We're going to do just a couple of more bubbling springs. Inhale, your hands come up. Interlock your fingers if you're able. Exhale, lift your heels. Inhale, lower the heels, lower the hands. We'll do one more. This is wonderful to open stagnant energy in the feet. A lot of people have balance problems, and that's because they're not using the muscles and the kind of electrical system in the feet enough, and so that can inhibit your balance. Exhale. Good. Close your eyes and go within. That was a lot of hard work you just did, even at 60 to 70%, even with modifications. So, what do you notice now compared to when you started the class? Scan your body from your head down to your toes, down your shoulders to your fingertips, your face, your abdomen and back. And if there's tension anywhere, breathe into it, release. If there's tension in your mind, release. Open your eyes, flutter them open, And we'll do some side bends before we move into, again, another series of some rigorous postures. We will end on the floor, so you'll end in a calm way. But let's go ahead and inhale our hands up. Interlace your fingers and turn your palms up if you're able. You might just have your hands up, or you might have one hand up, one hand down by your side. But if you're able, bend the knees, tuck the pelvis, feel a little bit more weight in your heels. And we're just going to bend gently to one side. You don't have to go very far. Again, we're focusing on this structure of our ribs, compressing our organs in addition to the lungs, our other organs as well, giving them a good internal massage. Good. Breathe. Again, when we hold poses, we tend to hold our breath, so make sure you're breathing in and out of your nose. We'll go one more time each side, reach up, and then just a gentle bend over. This is great to let the lymph nodes open and clear. One more time up, and then exhale. Good. Return to center. Inhale, and then exhale. Bring your hands to shoulder height. The fingertips are flexed up. This can be quite challenging. We're going to be stretching here for a while, so if you need to do this lower, that's okay. But again, if you can, you're going to get more benefit. You'll feel that stretch in your, preventing carpal tunnel syndrome and all that good stuff. Lower one ear to one shoulder as you hold this, and you can bring the hands a little bit below the shoulder, kind of reaching towards the earth. Really push the arms away, bring the head to center, and then breathe gently as you drop it to the other side. Come back to center, and now touch all of the fingers to the thumb like a bird beak. Flex the fingers up, and then lower your ear to your shoulder and breathe gently. Again, you might be down here. You'll still feel a great stretch. It's just different. Breathe in and out your nose. Check that your knees are bent, your pelvis tucked. It's easy to come out of alignment. Come back to center, and then drop the other ear towards the other shoulder, breathing gently. Wonderful. We're going to do a pose that many of you might know from the yogic tradition called warrior pose. And in the tradition of the Daoyin Qigong, we call it lunge. And this is going to be a moving lunge. So you're going to step out wide to one side. I'll show you the full pose, and then I'll show you modifications like all of the others. The leg that's going to be our back leg, those toes point forward. The leg that's going to be our front leg, the toes turn out. Bring the hips back center though. We don't want to turn over that leg. For many Qigong poses we do, but for this we don't. You're going to bring your arms up to your side, and then you're going to bend down and turn and look over that front hand. And then we're going to come into what, again, in yogic tradition is called reverse warrior. We're going to call it reverse lunge. We inhale, and then we exhale, looking forward. And we're going to move between those two. Modification, the most important one, is just how far you stand. If you don't go too far, you won't bend your knee as far, because you always want to see your big toe. And so in that situation, we'll just look and then be in less of a lunge. All right? If these movements are hard at the shoulders, just try and do one or two, and then you can bring them down and turn your chin and look, and then bring your chin so you look back, sliding that hand down your leg. So turn and look in front of you while this hand moves down the front leg, and then turn and look up as the hand moves down the back leg. 60 to 70%. Feel comfortable, feel joyful. All of these moves have benefit. But if you're able, go ahead and come into the nice full lunge. Everybody look, make sure you can see your toes. Make sure that you're facing forward with your body and you're not leaning forward or back. We're upright. Extend your arms and lower, really lunge into that leg. Breathing. And then we inhale, lift up and back. Exhale, bend a little bit more. Inhale, shift the weight back, bend the back leg this time. Front leg straightens. And then exhale, bend the front leg, straighten the back. You might not even bend the legs, just keep that. You might not straighten and bend, you might just keep a gentle bend. But if you're able, in Daoyin Qigong practice, as we reach back, we're calming the past. And as we reach forward, we're making possibilities open for our future. And through this center, we're in the here and now, calming our energy. Each pause is yin energy, and our movement is yang, bringing us balance within our energy, our energetic and physical bodies. We'll do one more each direction, moving to the future, balancing in the past. And then we'll come center, walk your feet in a little bit if they were apart. And we're going to bring the arms out and calm in the present as we fold forward. Breathe gently as your hands hang heavy, touching the earth. Your head is weighted. Bend your knees and slowly roll up. And we'll go to the other side. Keep that modification. Those of you doing the full pose, you'll definitely feel the heart rate moving, and even with your modification, we're moving our blood, increasing our circulation and energy, bringing blood to our head for good clarity. Check the body again. Make sure that the knees don't go over the toes when we're forward. Keep the body up. And I'm going to scooch back a little. Bring the hand up. And inhale. Exhale. Going to the future. Inhale, calming our past as we gaze up and back. Remember, the second time we'll start with the legs shifting. Bend the back leg, straighten the front on the inhale. Pause. Exhale, bend the front leg, straighten the back. Pause. Inhale. Opening up possibilities for health, possibilities for creativity, longevity. I'll do one more. Release the arms. Bring the feet a little bit closer. Open your arms out to the side, opening in the chest. Fold forward. Hang heavy and breathe gently in and out your nose. You might only come where just like a parallel to the earth, or you might have less of a fold. It should be a meaningful stretch along the back of your body for you. Bend the knees, gently roll up. Good. We have one more standing movement that we'll do, and then we'll come down to the floor. For this one, bring your arms into a loving embrace, kind of like you're hugging a tree in front of you. And we're going to inhale, squeeze the shoulder blades back, open the arms. And then exhale, release the shoulder blades, bringing the arms towards each other. Start from the center as you inhale, open. Really feel the chest open right at the shoulders and the heart. And then exhale, curling in from the shoulder blades in. This calms our heart energy. It lets us calm an overactive mind as we move slowly. Now, take an inhale here. And we're going to reverse our breath. Exhale, open. Inhale, come in. Exhale, open. Inhale, in. Calming our mind calms our nervous system. And calming our body calms our mind. And we calm our body better as we move with relaxation. Finding the stillness between. Last inhale. And release. Good. Gently bring yourself to the floor on a carpet, a yoga mat. You ideally do need to be on the floor. If that's something challenging for you and you're in a chair, then you can do the legs and the movements as best you can in the chair. We do have a chair class 2 weeks from today, but I am going to be doing this for people who have the mobility of standing and can come to the floor. So use your best guide that you can for the chair. Get down any safe way you can, but I'm going to show you a way, those of you that have some good strength and flexibility, it's really good to practice this. It took me about a month, in my 30s, mind you, about almost 30 years ago, to do this. And so just take practice. Cross your feet at the ankles, bring your hands forward like you're holding a tray of crystal. Lean forward, really far forward, bend your knees, and then using your feet, you might even lift your heels on one foot, you come down. That takes a lot of practice, but I wanted to give it to you so you can start working on it. All right, bring the soles of your feet together. If you find you can't do that, you can sit in a cross leg position and do some of the massaging we're going to do from this position. But when you're in this forward, touching your feet, it's incredible for your heart, wonderful energetic movement for the heart, and it also opens up the energy channels and gates along the hips, the outsides of the thighs, gallbladder, really just opening. So this is called on the turtle, and we're going to hold the toes, and we're going to just inhale, and with your back as straight as possible, don't worry how far forward you go, you're just going to bring your body forward. Keep the chin slightly tucked to keep a line in your spine. We will fold in a moment, but just breathe gently here for a moment. Trying to imagine bringing your chest to the floor. Some of you will be much more flexible than me, and you'll be able to. I'm a recovering athlete, as I like to say, so I have a lot of tension in my body. And now, inhale, exhale, let everything hang heavy, dropping your head, and breathe gently. Straighten the spine again, lift the head, and hinge up. We're going to go ahead and do this wonderful massage of our legs. So with your thumbs, starting at the inside of your ankles, We're just going to be pressing between the bone of the shin and the muscles. This is your liver, spleen, and kidney meridians. You have points here. So you'll feel tenderness at some points more than others. Most people really feel a lot of tenderness with the liver, the spleen, and in the video recording, I'll add a document that you can download that has the meridians that we worked so you can see them. So you'll feel some tenderness, but this again opens the channels of energy. And now we're going to rub. So we're just going to drag our thumbs up in a gentle massaging motion. So moving with the thumb, pressing the thumb up in a nice massage. Now we're going to extend our legs out. Again, in the chair, you can bring your legs out. And we're going to work on the outside meridians, which are our gallbladder, stomach, small intestine. So really clearing those. And we're just going to bring our hands. And if you need to do one leg at a time, you can bring the other leg in. And we're just going to press up the outside of our calf with our fingers, coming up just to where we meet the knees. So really just on the outside here. You can use your thumb again. There's a point right at the top where you would either come up above the knee bone or right on that inner part. That is called stomach 36, Zun San Li. There's a tale that there was a family. The father was over 100. All of his sons were in their 80s and 90s. And their secret, they said, for their long life was massaging or doing what's called moxibustion, burning herbs, by Zun San Li, stomach 36, every day. So, all right, let's open up again, just kind of creating that energy along the channels, and then bend the leg in, and we'll massage up the outside. So again, it's between the muscle and the bone. So you'll feel that calf bone, and we're just going to be pressing. And that point right where you start to get to the knee bone, that's that stomach 36. Good. Great. And that's something you can do any time of day. It's such a wonderful little massage that keeps you super healthy. We're going to go ahead now and do some gentle movement over our front leg to open the bladder channel, again, the outside channels of the leg, to move that energy. Remember, Qigong, that skillful movement of energy. And for this, we're going to go ahead and bring one hand on the outside of this extended leg. Our other hand, we're going to exhale, press the hand forward, and then inhale, draw back and turn at the waist to look behind you. Exhale, pressing forward wherever you can reach. Inhale, lifting, turning your gaze behind you. If you keep your gaze on your hand, that will help you turn. Exhale, really reach and press. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. One more. Exhale. Inhale. Switch your legs. And again, if you can't open your legs, you can do this move in a cross-legged position. But here you're compressing the channels of energy again. So anytime you can extend and open and let the blood and energy flow, the greater the benefit. Again, everything has benefit. It's just we want to inch up towards where we're ideal, our optimal. Inhale. Hand on the outside of that extended leg. Exhale, turn and press forward. Inhale, twist as you turn and gaze behind you. Exhale, press. Pause at the extension for that yin. Inhale, pause at the twist. So the yang is the movement as we exhale, moving our breath out, our hand forward. And the yin is the pause between the two yang movements. Feel the amazing ways your body can move. As we do one more. And release. All right. There was one more move that we do with the stretching, and I'm going to just bring us just to do a couple repetitions so we have time for our ending meditation, our ending relaxation, and floor work. So just, if you're able, bend one leg that was out, the leg that was extended, bend it back. The foot can be flexed or the top of the foot can be on the floor. We just want to breathe here for a moment to open up the quadricep. Bring the hand behind you. And we're just going to hold as opposed to moving. Just breathe gently for a moment. Release. We're just going to take a moment on the other side. Bring that leg in, the other leg back, either on the top of the foot or flexing the foot, either one. And just sit upright. Use your hands just to support you gently. Gaze is soft in the distance as you breathe. And release. Let's come down for some work on the floor, just to move along the channels on the back again. So palms are up in front of you, feet are flat on the floor, knees are bent, and roll down one vertebra at a time. Nice and controlled, lowering the head last. Bring your knees into your chest. If you are able, if you can't, you can keep the knees bent, or you can bring the feet up with the knees bent. If you're able, you can wrap with your hands intertwined or grab opposite elbows, whichever feels best. Try and get the back on the floor, and then you're just going to rock from side to side. So if your feet are on the floor, it looks like this, kind of a windshield wiper. If your legs are extended and up, it's a windshield wiper, giving a beautiful massage to the gate of life, the Ming Men, to the bladder channel that runs along the spine, the belt meridian. So lots of energy channels here that we're working. Now, place one arm out. You can place both arms out, but lower the legs down to one side. Gently bring the hand on top of the knee. You might be up here, you might put a block or a pillow underneath. And whatever modification you need is great. Then bring the knees back to center. Set the feet down, shift, because we come out of alignment when we drop our legs. And I'm going to turn to the other side so you can see. Go ahead and drop your legs to the other side. Breathe gently again. We don't ever want to hold our breath. You can gaze up at the ceiling, or you can gaze at the other arm extended behind you. Breathe in and out your nose. And now come back to center, feet on the ground, and bring your hands and feet up and shake. This is called happy baby. Just move everything, imagine a happy baby, clearing any stagnant chi. And then lower the feet, spread them about shoulder width apart, tuck the pelvis. Lower the shoulder blades and shoulders, palms are up, and close your eyes. And we're just going to breathe in and out the nose. Imagining that we're one of the ancients who's laying in the beach by the river, feeling the warmth of the sun on the front of the body and the warm yet cool sand below supporting the body, listening to the sound of the river rushing by your side. You feel completely supported by the earth. Any tension you observe, you let it melt away in your face, your torso, your hips, your legs, and your feet and toes. And then you scan for tension in the shoulders and arms, the hands and fingers, and let that melt away. The sound of the river draws you back to the present each time your mind wanders. The warmth of the sun brings a smile to your face. And now you just breathe. Gentle, natural breaths. Begin to come back to your body with one deep abdominal breath. Letting the lower abdomen move down and out as you inhale. The chest rises and expands. And as you exhale, lowering the chest, the ribs, and then the lower abdomen. Wriggle your fingers and toes. Roll your wrists and ankles one direction and then the other. Reach your arms overhead. Stretch your heels away from you. Place your feet flat on the floor and then roll to one side. Let the earth support your weight just one moment. Press yourself up to seated. Go ahead and open your eyes. We'll sit here for a moment before we stand, and you can stay seated. Show people who need to stand how we're going to do that. Just gaze in the distance as you breathe gently. Celebrating the time you dedicated to your health, your mental health, your physical health, your thinking. your emotions, and for coming together as a community here for this incredible healing practice. And if you need to stand to get back to a chair that you'd like to be at, we reverse what we did going down, or you can get up anyway, but what it'll look like when you're ready is the palms are up, crossing at your ankles, bring them close to your body, lean far forward, and then come up. So, all right. Let's go ahead, seated or standing, inhale the arms up to the side. Bring the hands over. Exhale the palms floating down. We'll do one more. Sinking our chi down into our lower abdomen, an area called the lower dantian, the lower energy center. Again, you can do this seated. Everyone, if you're standing, feet side by side. If you're seated, one hand on top of the other. Close your eyes and just rock and sway and breathe gently if you're seated, letting your chi settle with your eyes closed and relaxed. Release your hands, open your eyes. Have a wonderful rest of your day.